Alrighty, testing. I hope everyone can hear me. Sorry for those technical difficulties. My name is Brennan Dopp. If you're new here, I teach you everything that you need to know about print on demand and Etsy. And in this live stream today, I will be answering questions that you have regarding to your Etsy shop and to doing print on demand, selling on the Etsy marketplace. So if you have questions, please throw those up in the live chat. I will be answering those throughout this live stream. But before then, I will be sharing a few things that will hopefully help you. Will help you. Sorry. But if you can hear me, please let me know in the live chat that you can hear me and that the video's okay. I was having issues before. I had to end that stream and start a new stream. But we should be live now and we should be good to go. But just confirm in the live chat if there's any issues. But thank you so much for tuning in. In this live stream, I'm going to talk about how to make more sales on Etsy and how to increase your sales and some of the most important things and fundamental things to do in order to achieve that. And I have 6 points that I want to cover that I think will really help you because they've helped me when starting out. And so if you apply these 6 tips, they will help you grow sales. They'll help you grow your shop, and you'll see an increase in traffic. And overall, you'll see just your shop performing better. And so I'll jump into those now. And awesome, the live stream is working. Thank you guys. And we have someone from Australia, Christine. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so how to make more sales on Etsy. Number one tip that is so important to really have success on Etsy is to make sure you're doing trend research. If you're not doing trend research and you're not selling things that people are looking for, you will never sell anything. That's just a given. So you need to make sure you're doing trend research, see what people are actually searching for, what people are actually wanting, what people are buying, what's proven to be working, and then to design in that specific niche or within that specific design and make it something that is your own, that will set yourself apart so that you'll look different than the other sellers and so that people will want to come to your store and purchase your item. So you have to be doing trend research. There's multiple ways you can do trend research. One is just on the Etsy marketplace. So if you go on the Etsy marketplace, you can click on the search bar, see what comment or what's popular now and what people are searching for now. That's a great way to get inspiration and ideas on exactly what you can design in. 2 is just to search within your specific niche, see what listings are performing well, what are on the first page. If they're ranking on the first page, it means they're selling. If they have a bestseller badge, you know that they're selling well. And if you click through onto that listing into their store, if you sort it by most recent reviews, as well as most recent sales, sort their listings by most recent, it'll show you what has recently sold. You can get ideas of what's selling currently. But if there's a lot of recent reviews, you know that's selling well and that customers are loving it. And once you've done that, then you take that design and you do not copy it. I repeat, you do not copy that design. You just gain inspiration from it and think of clever ways you can make that design your own and make it unique to your own shop and how you can really expand on that design. Okay, so you got to do trend research. That's the Etsy marketplace. You can also search on different e-commerce sites, big box stores like Target, Walmart, Kohl's, any type of big retail store that's selling clothing. You can search what they're doing because they're doing all of the trend research for you. They're spending all the money on market research, so they really will give you ideas on what you can sell. And within all those sites, you can sort it by what's trending, best selling, and you can get inspiration there. Other ones I like to use is Shein, as well as Romway. There's 2 different sites where you can also do trend research on those sites and get inspiration. And then last one, well, I'll share a few more other than just the last one, but another one is going on Amazon, searching t-shirts on Amazon. Great way to gain inspiration. And also using the Merch Informer tool. I talk about this in different videos where you can see use the bestseller or the BSR tool on Merch Informer, and you're able to see how these listings are performing, how these designs are performing to see what's selling well. And you can get a ton of ideas doing that. Okay, and then lastly, using Pinterest trends and Google trends are also an awesome way to see what's trending, what's currently trending, what's maybe not saturated yet, and what's possibly about to blow up. So do your trend research, and as you do trend research, you will see an increase in traffic, you'll see an increase in sales, and it's just a great way to really get your shop up and going. Okay, so that's number one for making more sales on Etsy is make sure you're doing trend research. If you're not doing trend research, people will never come to your store because you're not selling anything that people want. Okay, tip number 2 is designs that set you apart. And the best way to do this is to trend combine. So that you'll notice there's a lot of similar designs on Etsy. So many of the same designs, but you can never take one of those designs and replicate it, do the exact same thing, and expect to get sales. The people that have already done those designs are leading that area, and they're kind of the king of that area, and they're going to sell over you are because they're going to have the foundation with the reviews, and they're just going to outsell you because they're already ranking well for it. So you can never take a design from someone else. One, that's just not good to do. You got to respect other artists, and two, they're already performing. They're already winning that design, so you're not going to sell if you copy that design. So you got to make something different. You got to set yourself apart, and the best way to do that is by trend combining. Trend combining is just taking two different trends or two different niches and combining it into one trend or one design that will set yourself apart. So a basic example is taking dads or selling shirts for fathers and combining it with fishing. So those two popular trends, combine them into one really neat design that really stands out, that looks nice, has good use of color, it looks really clean, and makes something that someone would want. Okay, so you got to trend combine in order to set yourself apart, and you got to make a different design than what's already selling. Otherwise, you'll never sell. But if you trend combine, you will see an increase in sales and an increase of traffic to your store. Alrighty, so we'll keep going on here. So again, if you just tuned in, I'm talking about the best ways to increase sales on your Etsy shop and things that I have done that have helped me. And if you have questions, ask them in the live chat. I'll get to those shortly. All right, tip number 3 is to use Proven SEO. I say this over and over in all my videos, but you have to be using Proven SEO. If you're not using keywords that you can rank for, people will never find your listing. So you got to use Proven SEO. Ways to do this is just to use keywords that are already ranking on the first page in specific niches that you're in. So if you're selling shirts for moms, let's say, search cute sweatshirt for mom or whatever it is, and then look at the listings that are ranking on the top page. So not the ones that have ads next to them because they're paying to rank on the first page, but listings that are organically ranking. See what keywords they're using and pull keywords from those listings. Never copy a title, but you can get ideas of what keywords they're using to rank for that specific niche. So that's one way. Other ways is to use different tools such as eRank or Marmalade. They're just search ranking or keyword tools that you can use. Also, there's Allura, but there's multiple ways to find Proven SEO. But one of my most favorite ways is just to use the Etsy Marketplace platform. Search for that specific niche, see what listings rank well, look for their keywords, and just get inspiration from that, as well as just think like a buyer. It's honestly, you don't need to overthink it. It's pretty simple and self-explanatory. You just want to use a keyword that someone would search. So if you're searching for a sweatshirt that, let's say, I said earlier, fishing sweatshirt. So a sweatshirt related to fishing, search sweatshirt for fishermen or funny sweatshirt for fishermen, or just think like a buyer. What would you use to search for that specific sweatshirt? But don't overthink it, but you got to be using Proven SEO. Things that you can, a keyword that you can rank for and can do well with. Okay. All right. We got using Proven SEO. That's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is to use high quality mockups. So you need to have a really nice photo that someone will want to click on. You need to have an image that will stand out against the other images, the other mockup photos or the thumbnail photos on search results. And it needs to be looking really professional. The design needs to look realistic. So you want to make sure it looks nice on the sweatshirt. If you're using Over, which I use, which is really easy design tool, I like to turn down the opacity and blur it by just like 1 or 2 so that it looks realistic. If you're using Photoshop, there's easier, or you can do this more, you can make this look even more realistic, but it's obviously a more in-depth tool. But with Over, it can get the job done just as good as Photoshop, personally, if you ask me. But you gotta make sure your mockup looks really nice, the image looks really nice, looks really clean, and you will set yourself apart from the other listings. Okay, so use high quality mockups to set yourself apart. Tip number 5 is necessary info so there's no questions for the buyer. So first off, you have a design that someone likes, you're ranking for it, you have a really nice mockup photo, and someone wants to click through to it. And then once they click through to it, they are on your listing, and you need to have all the necessary information so a buyer has no questions. They can see what type of shirt you're selling, its make, how long shipping and processing time is, just the most necessary things that a customer would have or questions that they'd have that you need to answer before they purchase their item. So if you have all the information, it will help increase conversion and will help increase your sales within your store. So make sure you have all of the necessary information for your buyer. And then the last and final tip for making more sales on Etsy is having reviews to increase conversion. So this is the best thing you can do for your Etsy shop is to get really good reviews, 5-star reviews, preferably with pictures of the product. So the way to start doing this is just to have family and friends purchase an item from your store who are outside of your home on a different IP address, and then to leave a 5-star review with a picture of it. Ideally is of them wearing it, a really nice photo of them wearing it. If they don't want their face in the review, you can just crop their face. But this will help kickstart your store, help begin that snowball process, and to help really build a good foundation for your store. And the reviews are going to convert customers more than anything you can do within your store. So make sure you get really nice reviews, and that will really help increase conversion within your store. After you've had those few initial ones, and then you start getting organic sales, you need to ask your customers to leave reviews. So ways that I do this is, one is in your customer service. So just through messaging. Once a customer places an order, you message them, tell them thanks for supporting your shop, whatever you want to say, have a great day. And then once the item has been delivered, you can follow the tracking. I have a spreadsheet that I use where I just import all my orders, and then the customer's name and their shipping date, or the shipping time and when it'll be delivered. And then once it was delivered, I will follow up with my customer and say, according to the tracking number, your sweatshirt was delivered. We just want to make sure you're completely satisfied with it, or whatever you want to say, however you want to word it. And then if they respond, most of the time they will, sometimes they don't. But if they do respond, then follow up with, as a small shop, it'd mean the world to us if you leave a review, or however you want to say it. And that will encourage customers to leave a review. Sometimes customers just don't think to leave a review. That's just by simply asking them will encourage them and entice them to leave a review. And another way to even go a step further is to ask them to leave a review. And if they do, they'll be entered into a monthly giveaway to win a free product from your store, or however you want to do it. But just reviews are so critical for increasing conversion in your store, and it's the best way to build the foundation for your business. Okay, so those are the 6 tips that I recommend for increasing sales in your store. Just a quick review. Number 1, trend research. Number 2, designs that set yourself apart. Best way to do this is by doing trend combining. Tip 3 is to use Proven Seo. Tip 4, use high quality mockups, really nice images that will set yourself apart. Tip 5 is necessary info, so there's no questions for the buyer. So they'll know everything they need to know, and they can purchase that item. And then last and final tip is reviews will increase your conversion. So ask for reviews. Okay, it's a no-brainer. Great way to set yourself apart and to really start growing your shop and growing your business. All right. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I will now be answering any questions that you, and we will get started after I take a quick water break. All right. Okay. First question from Nikki. Hi, Brennan. I am working through your tutorial videos to set everything up. I'm not very techie, so it's taken me a while. On the last stage of setting up my first listing, where we insert our mockup into the Etsy listing, I hadn't bought any mockups from Etsy as I was confused. I then worked out how to do it with your kind group's help. So now I have my mockup ready to replace the Printful mockup. But now I can't work out how to integrate my new Etsy mockup with my design. I have my design saved as a file, which I had exported from over, but now to transpose it onto my new mockup, Etsy mockup, please. As I have deleted the Printful mockup where my design had integrated ready to replace the better mockup. Okay, Nikki, I have videos walking you through all of these steps. So go to my channel and watch my videos on how to create your mockup on Over. I walk you through that, and I walk you through setting up your first listing, which you have been watching. But just quickly to fill you in, simply you push your order from Printful. So create your order in Printful, or your listing in Printful, push it to your Etsy store. Once you've pushed it to your Etsy store, you will then add the final details, and then you'll delete the Printful mockups and then add your new mockups that you created in Over. And so in Over, you just drag in your mockup that you purchased off Etsy. So download it after you've purchased it, bring it into Over, and then you'll drop your design onto that mockup, export that as a PNG or as a JPEG, however you want to do it. And then once you save that to your computer, upload it as a new image on your Etsy listing. Really simple, really straightforward. I have videos on this, so go back to my channel and watch my video on how to create a mockup, and I walk you through step by step on exactly how to get this up and running. So I hope that will help you, okay? But awesome question and great job starting and taking action. Excited for you and excited to hear your success. All right, next question, Rudy. Is Etsy real bad to begin a shop? I read some bad reviews that they close your shop without saying something. So Etsy is an awesome place to get started. I prefer over running a Shopify store. One is because it's a massive marketplace where they already bring traffic. So you don't have to promote traffic. You don't have to be running Facebook ads or do external ad campaigns to drive traffic to your listings. So you can get organic traffic. You can almost successfully run an Etsy shop without running any ads if you can rank really well for specific listings. So it's an awesome place to get started. But yes, to answer your question, you've heard them closing shops. That is something that happens for new shops, people that just open their shop. Unfortunately, they'll suspend or deactivate your shop. I believe it's just bots sifting through, making sure that shops are real. There are ways to get your shop reinstated. When I first started out, I had my shop suspended twice, and I got it reinstated both times. It just takes time, and you got to be patient. There's ways to get this back, and I have a question for that. So if your shop does ever get suspended, you can email them at integrity@etsy.com, as well as email them at support@etsy.com. Also, there's a phone number to call them at 844-659-3879. And if you have issues right now with shop suspension or they deactivated your store, you can comment on this video after it's been posted, after this live stream, and let me know, and I can send you the details. But yeah, if you have your shop suspended, reach out to them, and then within a few days or a few weeks, they'll get back to you and hopefully reinstate your shop, as long as you did not infringe on any trademarks or copyrights and you played by the books and you followed all their Etsy policies. But yes, there's potential for them to suspend it. When that happens, you just gotta keep designing, creating listings so you're ready for when you get it back. But other than that, Etsy is an awesome place to begin as a new person to e-commerce, a new person to selling online. It's one of my favorite places to sell. So suggest jumping into it if you haven't yet, Rudy, and thank you for tuning in. Okay, next question. How do you do ads, and are they expensive? There are several different ways you can run ads. One is just using Etsy ads. So within the Etsy marketplace, you can run ads. And so you can pay for an ad campaign on Etsy. You can set your budget for the day up to $25, and then they'll run ads according to your budget. And then you can work through your ad campaign by turning off ads that aren't performing well, depending on the ROI. So that's one way. You can also choose to opt into Etsy ads so offsite ads is another way to do it. So they'll promote your listings on other platforms. And then another way, obviously, is just doing your own ad campaigns on Instagram or on Pinterest, or running a Facebook ad campaign. Your choice how you'd like to do it. But honestly, if you work on the tips that I mentioned at the beginning and you use really good proven SEO, you can almost get away without running ads. If you're ranking well on the first pages for multiple designs, people will be finding your store. And as your store grows and as your listings perform well, they'll continue to rank better for more keywords, and you really don't even need to run ads. But those are different ways you can do ads. If you want to experiment with running an ad campaign, I'd start with just the Etsy ads itself. It's within your shop dashboard where you can do that. You go to marketing and then run a campaign. Really easy to set up. You can choose what listings you want to market, and makes it really simple. But honestly, right now, if I were you, unless you just have a ton of money to burn, I would just focus on really proven SEO and creating really high quality designs that look really nice, that are different than other designs, and then you'll slowly organically sell and do well, and your shop will start to perform. Hey, awesome question though. All right, next question. I just started Sunday. I sold 2 shirts on off-site ads already in my shop. Nice job, Rudy. That is awesome. See, so ads can work. Sometimes you'll get sales from ads that you sometimes you get sales from ads that you wouldn't have gotten unless you're running ads. So it's smart to run ads if you have the budget for it. But if you don't stress about it. Just focus on ranking organically. But it can work for you. It just really depends on how you set yourself up. But if I were you, I wouldn't run ads until you have a proven listing that's doing really well and performing well for you. Because if it's performing well based on your keywords, it will perform even better for when you're running ads. But awesome job, Rudy, on getting your 2 sales already. That's super exciting. Keep with it. Does Etsy send the order tracking number to the customer? Yes, they have an automatic email. Once Printful fulfills your order, or Printify, whoever you're using, they will update your customer, they'll notify them and let them know that their item has been shipped, and then they'll update the tracking number for you. There's occasionally times where they don't, and that's if so on Printful, if it's a really busy time and they're using a backup facility, it'll tell you if they're using a backup facility for that specific order. Sometimes for whatever reason, those orders will not get updated, so you'll need to manually update your orders tracking information. And it's easy to do. Just go to that specific order. On the right, there's like a little clock, or I don't know exactly what it is, but you'll hit mark as complete and then add the tracking information. And really simple, really straightforward. But 95% of the time, 99% of the time, they will update it for you, and it makes it really easy. Okay. All right. So if you just tuned in, ask your questions now in the live chat. I'm answering any questions that you have. Okay, next question. How many listings should we have to have consistent sales every day? Honestly, there's no set amount that you need to have. I've seen shops that have 10 listings and they're absolutely killing it. It's just because one of their listings is doing really well for them. So there's no magic number, unfortunately. I wish I could tell you get to 50 listings and you're going to get daily sales. Because you can have 50 awful listings with very poor designs and very poor SEO, and you'll never do well. Same thing, you can have 10,000 listings if they're not based on trend research and proven SEO and all of the steps I mentioned before, they won't perform well. So to answer that, there's no magic number, but obviously the more high quality listings you have, the more you will sell. So it's very similar to fishing. The more lines you have in the water, the more fish you'll catch. The more listings you have that are really high quality, awesome designs, that are really nice, that have really nice mock-ups, really good SEO, and then you're obviously going to sell more and you'll have more consistent sales. So the advice I can give you is just to focus on really high quality listings and increase as many as you can. And then once you have a listing that performs really well for you and does well, if it's a specific design that sells really well on a t-shirt, throw that design on a sweatshirt, on a crew neck sweatshirt, on a hoodie, on a mug, whatever you want to do, spread it out, and then you can increase sales even more that way. And okay, so just keep on focusing on really high quality listings and as many as possible. All right, keep going. So we have more questions. Thanks for asking. If you have more questions, throw them in the live chat now. I'm answering them for you to help you the best that I can. David has been here from the beginning. Welcome, David. Glad you've tuned in. Hi, Brandon. When setting up a listing in Printful, I chose women for sizing. Later, a customer bought a shirt and didn't read the description to see that it was a unisex shirt. She assumed it was one. Okay. So David, I saw this question in the Facebook group earlier today. I didn't get to it. But the issue with there's that issue with Printful where if you push it as a women's or as unisex, it pushes as a men's. Really weird. Hopefully they'll fix it soon. Push it as men's and it will show up as unisex. But since you haven't done that yet, you'll need to go and edit your variations on Etsy. So go to your listing, choose your listing, click edit, scroll down once you've edited that listing, click edit variation, delete the old variations, add the new variations, and then go to Printful, and you'll have to resync all those variations, unfortunately. So hopefully there's not a ton of variations, but if you do, it'll just be time consuming, but you can go and resync them. If you want to wait to resync them after each one sells, you can do it that way to save time. But do that, and then there'll be less confusion. Or for now, too, David, you can, in your description, just be very specific and clear that it is unisex fit, and very clear in your listing photos. You can have a photo saying that it's unisex fit for the time being. But unfortunately, people just don't read. Customer service is insane on Etsy. Sometimes people just don't read. And even though it's very obvious that it's unisex fit and you have the size chart and everything, you'll still have people that reach out to you and say, I want to exchange it. I thought it was a women's fit. But for time being, David, push all of your listings as men if they're unisex fit, so that it will show as just a regular size, small, medium, large, or whatever it is, and have a very clear description and your photos. But for now, David, all you can do is just either refund her or exchange her. Something I've been doing with exchanges is if they want to exchange an item, you can either offer to exchange it, but they're responsible for covering shipping. And then you'll send out the new size once you've received it in its original condition. You can do that option, or also offer them the option 25% coupon code or whatever coupon you want to offer them, to where you just break even or you make $1 or $2. So they feel like they're getting a deal and it's covering the cost of your items, so you're not out money. And hopefully they'll go with that option. That way you'll save $20 or whatever your fulfillment costs are. But cool, David. I hope that answered your question. If not, let me know. Do you think t-shirts sell better with images? Do you think t-shirts sell better with images? I don't know if you mean t-shirts or sweatshirts. We've had a ton of success with selling the Gildan 18,000 crew neck sweatshirt. But now that we're going into spring and summertime, t-shirts will start to sell better. Tank tops will start to sell really well. So you just got to experiment with what sells best for your store. But I think sweatshirts will continue to sell throughout the summertime. But with images, I'm not sure what you mean by with images. Okay, Bridger, where is the best place to look for mock-ups for my shop? Awesome question, Bridger. There's a lot of super nice mock-up shops on Etsy. It's preference of what you would like. Myself and my brother and my wife, we have started a mock-up shop. It's called Malama Mocks. If you haven't heard of Malama Mocks, go and check it out. We started the shop because we wanted to find a mock-up that had very little wrinkles. The hair was out of the way, just problems that we were finding within most mock-up shops. We wanted to create a mock-up shop that would fix this problem for us. So Malama Mocks, you can check out our shop. We have over 100 listings, and we're going to continue to add to it. It's kind of just our side hustle right now, since our focus is our print-on-demand store. But we plan to continue to grow it and add more listings to it. So go and check out Malama Mocks. The link is in the description, as well as there's several other different shops on Etsy that you can check out for mock-ups. So just search mock-up for whatever you're selling and browse the search results to see what ones you like. Cool. Awesome question, Bridger. Thank you. David Luna. Women's fit, and when she got it, it was upset that it was a bit larger. Can I go back into Printful to change the sizing to men? So that Etsy no show just shows small. Okay, sorry, David. I gave you a long-winded question before I saw this part. Unfortunately, you can't go back to Printful and change the variation. Hopefully they'll fix that, but do what I mentioned before. Go to Etsy listing, edit the variation, delete the old, add the new, go to Printful, then resync. Okay, can you give us more information about good SEO? Okay, for good SEO, I really gave you the best tips I can give you. So look for proven SEO on the Etsy marketplace, and then you can also use your keyword tools like eRank or Marmalade. Other things that are important with your keywords and with SEO is making sure you use all the characters for your title. So all max out your characters for your title. You don't want to keyword stuff, but have really good proven targeted keywords for your title, and break them up however you'd like. I break them up by commas. So I do sweatshirt for mom, comma, a cute sweater for mother, or whatever it is. That was off, but add whatever keywords you want, and then fill out your title. Make sure your tags match your title. Use all 13 tags always. If you don't use your 13 tags, you're missing out on opportunities to be found. And then just overall make sure you're using high quality proven SEO. But yeah, great question. Victor, hi, I wanted a tutorial from you on how to set up an Etsy and Printful account. I put up my first design, and within 30 minutes of the listing being live, my account got suspended. What went wrong? Victor, I apologize. This happens. This happened to me twice. You can reach out to Etsy support, email them, as mentioned before, and integrity@etsy.com and support@etsy.com. Also, they have a phone number. But Victor, if you send me a message in the comment section down below this video, I can send you those details after this live stream, so you can easily contact them. But reach out to them, let them know that your shop was suspended for no reason, you didn't violate anything, and you'll get it reinstated within a few days or a few weeks, depending on how busy they are and how persistent you are and how much you reach out to them. Okay. Next question. How do you deal with the delay in delivering? Most of Etsy client give bad reviews when it is late. I place an order since 2nd of May, no delivery. Instead of USA, they send from another country. All right, so sometimes you'll have issues with this, but the best advice I can give you is to under promise and over deliver. Okay, as you under promise and over deliver, your customers will be happy. So make sure you have your processing time specific to whatever it is. So 6 to 9 days or whatever you want to set it to. And then you're also add your shipping time so that they'll know exactly when they will be receiving it. And then if it arrives sooner, that's even better. They'll be more excited. But the best thing you can do if you're having a delayed order, one is to reach out to Printful support, see what the status is, why it's taking so long to be fulfilled, and let them know they need to rush the order, and they'll mark it as rushed if it's past the fulfillment time. So reach out to them. If you need to be on there every day, you can until it gets shipped, and just let them know that it needs to be shipped. And then with this, make sure you're reaching out to your customer and conversing with your customer, letting them know, keeping them informed what the status is, and that it should ship soon, depending on what Printful says. But as long as you keep your customer informed and let them know what's going on, usually they'll be pretty kind and they'll be understanding as long as you're open with them. Okay, so just have good customer service, and it will help keep your customers happy. And I don't know why they fulfilled it from another country if it was going to the USA. They should have fulfilled it in the US, but sometimes if it's backed up, they will, except for Mexico. They've been doing a lot of fulfillment in Mexico if it's a sweatshirt or if it's an order placed in the US, especially if it's somewhere near that side. So, but yeah, just have good customer service, and it'll help keep your customers happy. And then work with Printful for figuring out what's going on. Can you talk about returns and exchanges? If you are not accepting returns or exchanges and your customer is not happy, what do you do? Okay, awesome question. Well, if you guys are getting value in this live stream, please hit the like button for me. It'll help this video. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe so you can continue to learn how to grow your Etsy shop. So to answer this question on returns and exchanges, I tell them in my frequently asked questions and my policies, I do not accept returns and exchanges. That just covers me. So if there is a weird issue where they reach out and they want to exchange it, I have the right to tell them no. But usually most of the time I will offer them an option. So I will do an exchange as long as they cover shipping cost. Or I will offer them a coupon code just to purchase another order if they aren't happy with the size. That way I just break even and I'm not out $20 or whatever my fulfillment cost is. But your main focus here is to make sure your customer is happy. Obviously, if you're going to be out a few dollars, I would rather be out a few dollars than to have an unhappy customer, because your main goal and main focus, once you get a customer into your ecosystem, you want to treat them as kind as possible and take care of them as kind as possible, because they're going to be your best way to grow your shop. One, if they're happy and they love their product, they love your products, and they're happy with your customer service, they will return and buy more from your store. And then two, they will refer your store to family and friends. And it's the best way to really grow your shop organically, is to have a happy customer because of those reasons. So if I were you, I would keep them as happy as possible by almost giving them what they want to make sure that they're happy, at the same time not being taken advantage of. So you got to play it out the way it should be played out. But if they want to exchange it and it's going to keep them happy, then exchange it, because a lot of times it will result in a really nice, kind 5-star review and a happy customer. So you just got to play it out. It's just case by case. It varies per person, and see what is the best situation for that customer. Sorry. All right. Keep moving on. Okay. So Christine, I mean with pictures on it rather than just writing. Let me go back. Hold on. Do you think t-shirts sell better with images? Okay. So Christine, I think it just depends on what the design is. You'll be surprised. A lot of designs sell really well on Etsy, just basic text designs. So you'll see some right now, just example, teacher or teach. All it is just a white font with like a college font style, and then it's just white, and it sells crazy well for whatever reason. So it's honestly just experimenting, seeing what does well and what performs well for you. So if I were you, if you're just starting out, I would have both. Try running with some shirts that have just writing on it, just text fonts, and then others with pictures or big graphics, and see what does well for your store. And then when you find something that does well for your store, you just rinse and repeat and just focus on that, hone in on that, and then scale it. Hey, Jared, do you send your guests a message as soon as they purchase, or do you wait until the order is delivered? So I send it a few minutes after they purchased. Once they place their order, I send them a message, and then I also send them a message once their item has been delivered to follow up, let them know that it's been delivered, and make sure that they're happy and satisfied with their order. Have Etsy Printful was selling global and switched to USA after VAT tax took most of profit. Now Etsy says we'll add and collect VAT tax. Does that include from Printful? I'll switch back to global. Okay, sorry, let me reread your question. Okay, so for your value-added tax, Suzanne, Printful will charge you a VAT fee depending on location. And so if you're selling anywhere in Europe, you'll be charged a VAT fee, and it fluctuates depending on country. But you got to just account for it. So give yourself a $5 buffer or whatever it is to account for this VAT fee that you'll be paying that will eat in your margin. So I would just in your shipping profiles. So if I do sell internationally, I sell worldwide. But in my shipping profiles for my international orders, I am charging for shipping based on shipping costs from Printful to those specific countries. And then I will also give myself a buffer for the VAT fee. And then for my US orders, I do free shipping. I offer free shipping. So you just got to account for it. And I suggest selling global. It's smart too with Printful because it makes it so easy because they have print locations throughout the world. So it makes it really easy for shipping speeds and shipping time. And so I do recommend selling global, but you just got to account for your VAT fees and any other fees that will come with that. All right. Do you use Pinterest or Instagram to market your store? I do not use Pinterest or Instagram. I focus 100% on Etsy. Initially, I started with Pinterest and Instagram, and I saw some success from it, but not enough traffic coming from it to really do well. But if you have like a super niche store, if you're selling in the outdoor niche, like selling hiking t-shirts or whatever it is, outdoor t-shirts, I think it'd be smart to build out an Instagram account specific to that niche to market for external traffic. For me, though, doing a general store, it didn't make much sense for me to have an Instagram account because our store is so broad in general, and we're chasing trends and everything else. So it didn't make much sense for us. So we just stopped doing it because we focused our efforts and our time into other places directly into Etsy. But if you want to experiment with it, doing Pinterest, like pinning the boards and doing the Pinterest game and Instagram game, it's worth experimenting with. But I personally don't. Okay. What profit margin do you shoot for with your shirts and mugs? Okay. Minimum profit margin is to make at least $5 per item. That's minimum. You can obviously increase that depending on how that listing is performing. If you get a bestseller and it performs better, you can slowly increase the price of that product until you find a sweet spot that still sells for you. But minimum, I shoot for $5, and you can adjust it to whatever you'd like. But you'd be surprised what items sell for on Etsy. If you have a really hot design that does really well and people love, then people will pay whatever price it is to get it. So shirts do sell for $24 to $28, and sweatshirts do sell for $32 to $40 or whatever it is. So you just got to experiment and see what does well, but minimum is $5 per item. And that's after all Etsy fees, everything. And with that, I use the eRank profit calculator. It's an awesome tool for getting your exact profit after fees. Okay, which Printful fulfillment location should we choose? So it won't matter. It won't matter what Printful location you choose because based on location of order that was placed, they will choose. I guess you can. I don't know. I think you can sort it maybe specific to what one you want, but based on if I were you, if you can do that, I don't know if you can. If you can do that, I would make sure you allow any location because they will choose the print provider that is closest to where that order will be shipped to, besides a few situations like the one that someone asked earlier. And so I would just choose, you just have it general or whatever it is, and then they will choose based on where that order is getting shipped to, and which makes it awesome for shipping times because they will receive their order as fast as possible based on where it's fulfilled. And that's why I like selling internationally, because if you have an order in Europe, they'll fulfill it in Latvia and it'll get there within a week or two. That's with processing time. So it's a no-brainer to sell international. All right. My Printful shipping profile requires me to put an origin of zip. Etsy keeps sending my notifications to complete that on my shipping profile. If Printful has many distribution centers, what do I put? Okay, so for that, you can put, you can choose whatever one, but you can do the North Carolina location or the California location. I don't have it off the top of my head. One second, let me get it up. Okay, so I believe it's 28273. So you can just search search Printful location Charlottesville or Charlotte or California, and then plug in their zip for that, and that will set you up. All right. Next question. How do you exchange? Does the customer ship you their t-shirt, or is there a way Printful takes care of the exchange? Okay, so you can, the way I do it is ideally it's to not have any exchanges, but if you do have an exchange, have them send it to you wherever you are. I suggest setting up a PO box, and it'll be sent to your PO box wherever you're at, and then you can keep it and possibly sell it locally on the Facebook Marketplace, or just to a friend or whatever it is. Another option is to resell it. So an order comes in on your Etsy store, and if it's the same design, the same size, often it will happen. Sometimes it won't, depending on how unique the design is and how often it sells. And then you can just reship it yourself. So just yesterday, we sent out an order ourselves that was based on a return that we had. It was an exchange actually, and then we just shipped it out ourselves. So yeah, I suggest doing that. Have them send it to you, to your PO box, or if you want your house, if you're comfortable with that, you can have them send it directly to your house. But that way, you're not going to be completely out the opportunity of making your money on that specific product still. Or if you just want to receive it and then donate it, you can do that as well. So really, however you want to set it up. Jared, for the initial purchase message, what do you usually say? So Jared, I just say hi and insert their name. Thank you so much for supporting our small business. We're so grateful we're so grateful for your business or your support. We hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Really short and sweet, a sentence or two. Okay. Awesome. Any other last questions from you guys? Thanks everyone for tuning in and asking your questions and participating. If you haven't joined my Facebook group yet, it's called Print on Demand Warriors. The link is in the description. It's an awesome community to be a part of. There you can get answers to your questions that you may have that you might not be able to find on Google. So it's a great place just to connect with other sellers, people who are doing the exact same thing as you. And that's Print on Demand Warriors. Go jump in now. I will approve all of you after this live stream. But I see a lot of people here in this live chat right now who are already in it. But also, if you haven't watched all of my videos yet, please go and watch my videos. I walk you through step by step from beginning to end to getting your shop up and running and to start making daily sales. That was the whole idea behind this channel, was to have a place where someone can come to and have all the necessary information that they need in order to have success. So go and watch those videos. If you've already watched my videos, go and rewatch some of the ones in case you missed some things. I'll answer a last few more questions here, and then I will be jumping off of this live stream. So if you have any last questions, now's the time to be on. I'll be on for 5 more minutes, and then I'll be tuning off. Do you have a sample for policy that we can use? I could possibly send you a rough draft of what I have, but if you just Google search policies for Etsy templates, I'm sure you can find some. But if you can't, on my Facebook group, Print on Demand Warriors, post on there and let me know. And that's something I could consider sending out to you guys if that would be beneficial. So awesome idea. All righty. So I'll just answer, if there's no more questions from you guys, I'll answer a few questions that I wrote up here that I get often, and hopefully it will help you guys. All right, let's see here. Okay, so one question I get a lot is, I have no sales yet. Why? And these are people who have just started out their shop a few weeks or a few months. Just so you know, it takes time. This is a long-term game. It does not happen overnight. You don't start getting daily sales overnight. It just takes time. So be patient. Keep casting your net wider, getting more lines in the water so you can catch more fish. And the more lines you have in the water, the more high quality listings you have, the more opportunity more opportunity you'll have to be found. And then just to reiterate, make sure you're doing trend research, using Proven Seo, you have high professional mockups. And if you're doing those three things, you will get sales. It's not a matter of if you'll get sales, you will get sales, I promise you. So just do the things I teach and you will start to see sales and you'll start to see success in your store. Okay, last question here. So this is a question that I've been getting recently. It's, what do you do if someone steals your design? How do you prevent this? Unfortunately, this happens. People will steal your design exact pixel for pixel, unfortunately. Best thing you can do is, for me, I believe in karma, and I think you should reach out to them first. So, or let me backpedal. So one way to prevent this is to watermark your images. So watermark it with your logo, just really faintly watermark your image, or have your logo on it. Yes, they can remove it easily if they want to go through the work, but sometimes that will be enough just to prevent people from easily copy pasting your image. And some people will steal your exact thumbnail photo or your listing photo. So you just got to be careful. Watermark your images. That will help prevent it. Two, if someone steals your image and you noticed it, I like to reach out to them. I let them know, I noticed you've copied some of my designs, pixel for pixel or whatever it is. We would like to ask you to remove these images or these listings, deactivate them. Otherwise, we will be reporting you to Etsy within the next 24 hours, or give them a time frame and just give them a warning that you're going to report them. And most of the time, they will respond and apologize and remove the listing. This happened to us just a week ago or so, or a few weeks ago. And they removed the listing. They apologized, and since then they haven't copied our designs. But reach out to them. If you don't hear back from them, you can just file a report to Etsy, let Etsy know, and they'll take care of it and remove it. Sometimes people will be bold enough to go the extra mile to where they will counter your complaint and your the filing against them, and they'll counter it. And at that point, it's really up to you what you want to do. You'd have to go to court and take it further. If you want to do that step, you can. Otherwise, you kind of just bite the bullet and hope that your listing performs better. But I suggest reaching out to them first, giving them the opportunity to remove it. If they don't, then file it to Etsy. All right. I got the last few questions from you guys. I have a shirt that gets favorited at least once every other day, but it doesn't sell. I lowered the price and it still doesn't sell. Any suggestions? All right, Jared. So if you're getting it, if it's being favorited and it's still not selling, a lot of times people will just favorite items and they'll come back weeks later or months later and then purchase it, or they just won't. People are just like favorite happy and they just love to favorite everything. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. If it's still not selling and you've lowered the price, it's just a matter of finding a good design that will sell. So I wouldn't put too much focus on it, because if people are favoriting it, that means your SEO is decent. People are finding it. If you're one thing it could be that you could increase conversion on it is listing your photos. If your photos are mediocre, if they're not the nicest photos, then possibly you could improve your photos, your mockups, purchase different mockups, try different mockups, see what looks better, and hopefully it improve your listing itself. Other than that, I wouldn't worry too much about it. But yeah, mock-up photos, and then make sure you have all the necessary information for the customer, any questions that they may have. All right. How to watermark the image. Do you have a video that shows us how to do it? I don't, but that's a cool video idea. I'll add that to my video list. The way you do it, though, is really easy. Create your logo or whatever you want. You can even do as simple as just like a black text on, if you're using Over, which I suggest using, go into Over, create a black text that says your store name, whatever your store name is, and then drop that over your mock-up photo. You can turn it sideways or however you want to make it look nice, and then turn down the opacity all the way down until it's just very faint where you can barely see it on the image. And then I duplicate that text or that font so it goes across the entire image. But easy to do. You can just Google search how to watermark an image. If not, though, in the future, I'll do a quick tutorial video on this, either in my Facebook group. I do a lot of short video tutorials on my Facebook group, so I'll do it most likely on there, or possibly in the future on my channel itself. But I do believe on my mock-up video, if I remember right, I do briefly show you how to watermark your image if you want. So go check out my my mock-up, how to create a mock-up on Over. All right. I'm going to wrap up this live stream. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. If you haven't liked this video yet, if you found value in it, please go ahead and like this video. That'll mean a lot to me, as well as if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe. I post new videos weekly, so every Thursday usually, and I usually go live every other week, just depending on how the schedule is. But I am active on my channel. I'm also active in my Facebook group, Print on Demand Warriors. So make sure you go and join that. The link is in the description. And I'm involved in that. So I'm answering questions. I'm giving tips throughout the week. And I suggest being in there to help you, because it will really help you grow your shop. But if you have questions that I didn't answer yet, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I will answer your question throughout the next few days. But thank you so much for tuning in. Keep at it, keep working hard and working smart, be productive. Don't just be busy. Make sure you're being productive. Use your time wisely. Add listings, high quality listings, and you will see success. But I'm grateful for all of your guys' support. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, stay happy, and have a wonderful day. Thank you, guys.